Welcome to Beat the Number. This is the NBA Morning Edition. My name is Abby. We're here on Friday, March the 7th. We got a slate of NBA games to get to for Beat the Number. This is courtesy, of course, oddslogic.com. This is the latest line moves, over-unders, and the injury report. That's oddslogic.com for the NBA. First game we're looking at is Utah at Toronto. Raptors 4.5-point favorites against Utah. Utah on the road. Total is 228. Total's now gone to 230. And the spread is at 5.5. Actually, we're seeing some sixes. We see a 6 on the board on circa, but mainly 5.5. So look into this game further. See where the early action is. See what the public and the sharps like. We'll look into this one. That's Utah at Toronto. Raptors favored. So look into this game further here. Right now, the public's on the Raptors. Raptors is getting the love right now at 5.5. And so far, it's gone to the under 229. All right, so we'll look into this further. Actually, we'll look at the injury report first. That's another thing. Look at the injury report for this game. Let's get into that. So look into this one further. That's Utah at Toronto. All right, so you see here, so we're going to look at Utah and Toronto for the injury report. We'll take a look here quickly. Utah, Toronto. Lauri Markkanen is back issues. He's out Friday at Toronto. He's not going to play. John Collins ruled out Friday at Toronto. Jordan Clarkson out at Toronto. He's not playing. Raptors, Jacob Poeltl resting, out. RJ Barrett out Friday, resting. Ochai Agbaji out Friday, resting. Keontae George, illness. He's 50-50 to play tomorrow in Toronto. Jamison Battle, no, is questionable to play tomorrow, 50-50 for Toronto. That's it. Brandon Ingram obviously out. That's it for this game. Yeah, that's it for this game here. So we're going to look at the matchup between these two teams, Utah and Toronto. This one here, head-to-head, 7-3. They played January the 12th. Actually, this is the first meeting of the season, First meeting of the season between these two teams, my apologies. Utah 3-7 last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread, 8-2 to the over. So again, Utah lost 3 straight games. First game, this is the second game of a 5-game road trip. Lost the first game at Washington. 125-122. That was, they lost it. Yeah, they lost that game. 3 straight losses, 1-4 last 5 games, 4-1 to the over. That's Utah. Toronto, 4-6 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 5-5 to the over/under. Toronto 2-3 last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under. So Toronto playing to the under a little bit here. When Toronto and Utah play head-to-head, they usually go over the total. They've gone over the total head-to-head in 6 straight meetings. Well, you can make it number 7. I believe this game's going to go over. Utah, Toronto, I like the over 229.5. It's heading in the right direction, I agree. Utah plays 0 defense. They play no defense whatsoever. And Toronto can capitalize and take advantage of Utah's inferior defense, especially with all the players out of the lineup for Utah. So I like the over. The market's moving in the right direction. Over 229.5, 230. Like I said, these two teams have gone over the total in 6 straight games. We'll make it number 7. I like the over. Over 229.5, Utah and Toronto. So I like that. So that's Utah, Toronto. I like that play there. So the next game we're going to look at here, after Utah, Toronto, we are going to look at Memphis and Dallas. The opened up, as you can see here, at 9.5. Opening number was 9.5. And the total is 238.5. So now we're seeing it's gone all the way to 240.5, as you can see. 240.5 has gone up. Yes, so 240.5. Let's see. Yep, I like the 240.5. That's where it is right now, and we're seeing. Let's go again. We're seeing 10.5. So 10.5, 240.5. That's Memphis and Dallas. So we'll look into this game further. Then we'll check the injury report. So we'll see, get an update on the injury. On the line history for this game. It's gonna come up soon. Get the early edge. Should come up anytime. Yeah, so this one here, we don't see anything here. It's still early. No public play, side play, it's still early. Nothing here as of yet. So now we're going to check the injury report for both of these teams. That's Memphis and Dallas. So we'll check everything from scratch. Just going to check this out. So Memphis and Dallas. Let's see here. John Conchar. John Conchar knee is questionable to play Friday at Dallas. He is 50-50. PJ Washington ruled out versus Memphis. He won't be playing. John Conchar, let's see. Dante Exum, questionable to play Friday versus Memphis. He's 50-50. Santi Aldama, downgraded to out. He has a calf issue. Jared Jackson Jr. out indefinitely with the ankle issue. Anthony Davis is out. Jaden Hardy, ankle out indefinitely. Kyrie Irving out for the season. So I believe that is it. Let me see. Oh, we have one more here. We passed it. Oh, Caleb Martin out indefinitely. Derek Lively II out indefinitely. That's it. That's all the injury. That's all. So look at the matchup now. We'll take a look at Memphis and Dallas. Let's look at this one here. They played twice already, December 3rd in Dallas. Dallas was a 4.5-point favorite. They covered 121-116. It was under the total. Second meeting in Memphis, January the 6th. Memphis a 4-point favorite. Memphis won, covered 119-104, under 231. The third meeting is in Dallas. Memphis right now 3-7 last 10. 1-8-1 against the spread. 5-5 to the over/under. Memphis has won 4 straight. They've lost 4 straight games. They're 1-4 last 5 games, and 3-2 to the over. Dallas 4-6 last 10 games. 4-5 against the spread. 4-6 to the under. Dallas has lost 3 straight games. So both teams are on losing streaks. And they are 1-4 last 5 games. Dallas is 2-3 to the under. So Dallas 2-3 to the under. Memphis 3-2 to the over. And it's at 239. Oh man, let's see this one. I may have to look at a total. I can't trust this side. This side I'm not sure, but I have to look at a total here. That's probably the way to go. This side, both teams are on losing streaks. I can't touch this side. I'll have to look at a total. Let's see. Yeah, I have to look at. I know the first 2 games went under. The first 2 games went under the total. Definitely gotta look at this one here. Wait for the numbers to come up. Yeah, we have to look at a total here for sure. Let's see. Let's give it some time. It should come up. Okay, so it's 238, 240. Yeah, the only way I can look at this game, I have to look at the I gotta look at the over 240.5. I know the first 2 games went under, but I just feel that Memphis' style of plays, it's gonna their speed of play is gonna dictate the course of this game. That's why I guess that's the reason why Memphis is favored, because their pace of play is gonna dictate how Dallas has to play. So I'm not touching them to cover the spread. I like the over in this game. I'm gonna take over 240.5. Like I said, I know the first 2 games this season went under, but I gotta take the over here. I gotta take the over. And the last 3 games have gone under, but it's gone to 240 now. Yeah, that's the only way I'm gonna play. I gotta play the over in this game. 240, 230. Let's get it right here. 240.5. I like the over in this game. That's Memphis and Dallas. Third game we're going to discuss now. It's going to be Minnesota at Miami. That's Minnesota at Miami. We're going to discuss this game here. Minnesota, Miami. We're going to discuss that one. This one opened up -4, Minnesota. Total 214. It's gone to, we're seeing some 5s on the board now. So we're seeing a 5 at Caesars. But it's mainly 4.5, but the 5s are starting to pop up at one book. And it's 215, mainly 215.5. We're seeing 216. So we'll check this one out. We'll look at the situation here in Minnesota, Miami, so you can see it. So you should see it there. Should come up. So Minnesota, Miami. Nothing, no public action or no totals or no play on the total as of yet. Still early. So look into this game further, like we said. So we have Minnesota and Miami. We're going to check the injury report now for both these teams. That's Minnesota, Miami. So look here. Minnesota, Miami. See if you see anything here. Okay, so Alex Burks is questionable to play tomorrow. Andrew Wiggins questionable to play, 50-50. Jamie Jacquez Jr. questionable to play, 50-50. Tyler Hero questionable Friday. Jacquez has an ankle injury. Wiggins an ankle injury. Tyler Hero illness questionable. Rudy Gobert, questionable to play Friday, back issues, 50-50. that's it for this game. Let me see. Drew Smith out for the season. That's it for this game. So that's Minnesota, Miami. So we'll look into this game now. I do have a play on this game. It's going to be on the side. So I do like, let's see. First game, November 10th. They played in Minnesota of last year. Minnesota was a 7.5 point favorite. Miami covered, and they won 95-94. It was under 219 at that point. This is the second meeting. So this is a revenge spot for Minnesota. Minnesota 5-5 last 10, 6-4 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Minnesota, they've won 3 straight games. They've won 3 straight and covered 3 straight. They're 3-2 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over last 5. Miami 4-6 last 10, 6-3 against the spread, 6-4 to the over. Miami 3-2 last 5 games, and are 2-3 to the over. I'm sorry, 2-3 to the under. Sorry about that. I'm getting mixed up. 3-2 to the over. So Miami 3-2 to the over. So both teams are playing to the over. Both teams 3-2 to the over. I like Minnesota in this spot. I like what they're doing. They have won 3 straight games. Yeah, I definitely like them in this spot. I like them to cover the. It's a revenge spot. I like them here. 3 straight wins. I like what they're doing. So I like the points here. Minnesota 4.5. I like them here a lot. I think they cover and get the job done for their 4th straight win. And the last game we're going to do here, we're going to look at Phoenix at Denver. That's the last game we're going to look at. Phoenix at Denver. This one here at -9. Total 237. That's the opening number. Right now we're seeing it go all the way till... You're seeing mainly 8. So we're seeing mainly 7s on the board, 7.5. And the total is 238. It's 238. And mainly 7.5s on the board. So we'll look into this further. That's Miami and... I'm sorry, that's Phoenix and Denver. We'll look into this one here. Definitely look into this one. Phoenix and Denver. See where the early action is. The early numbers are going. And as you can see, it's pretty quiet. Nothing so far. We'll check another book to see what's happening. See the action there. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Nothing. But the number is coming down to 237. I do have a play for this game for sure. First, we'll check the injury report for both of these teams. That's Phoenix and Denver. So far, Monte Morris ruled out Friday, hernia. Nikola Jokic, questionable to play Friday versus Phoenix, 50-50. Aaron Gordon, ankle, questionable to play Friday. Bradley Beal, questionable to play Friday with a calf, 50-50. Julian Strother, out indefinitely. Let's see, I think that's it. Phoenix Cody Martin, hernia, out indefinitely. That's it for that game. I mean, that's it for the injury report. So now we're going to check the head-to-head, Phoenix and Denver. This is the last game, actually, that we're going to be recovering. Last game recovering for this. Phoenix, Denver. They had played 3 times already. First game in Denver. Denver won 117-190 as a 4.5-point favorite, and it went under 233. Second game in Phoenix. Denver was a 2.5-point favorite. Phoenix won and covered the 2.5 points, 110-100. It was under 232.5. Third game, Phoenix. Denver was a 6.5-point favorite in Phoenix. Denver won 122-105. It went under 233. So for this game here, overall 3-7 last 10 Phoenix, 4-6 against the spread last 10. And Phoenix 4-1 to the over. Denver, meanwhile, 7-3 last 10, 5-5 against the spread, 4-6 to the under. So Denver 1-4 to the under. My play on this game is going to be, I like the under. Under it's 238.5. Let me just see to make sure. It's 238. So I like 238. Under 238 for me. I'll take the under in this game. Again, both of these teams head-to-head have gone under in 5 straight games. 5 straight unders, both of these teams. The first 3 games of the series, or the first 3 games this series, or this season, I should say, have gone under. So I don't see anything changing. I think it'll go under again. Especially with Denver, the way they play at home, their style of play at home, the way they play and their pace. I feel that they can keep this. They'll have this game under the total. Their style of play will force Phoenix to adapt to their style and keep this game under the total, under 238. It's at 238. I like under 238. So that's my play for that game. The NBA beat the number. The early NBA early morning edition. Thank you for joining me. My name's Abby. Whether you fade or follow, it's up to you. These picks and plays, I just look at the games and choose what I like on the games and how I see it fit, and I go with what I like. I still hope you cash your tickets and hit a big winner, whether you fade or follow these picks. Again, join me later on today. We have the NBA player props team totals that we're going to provide later on today. Until then, good luck to you guys. Stay true to yourself, stay blessed, stay humble, believe in yourself. Peace. Take care.